Busy still with solving triangles. So if I ask you in this question to find the unknown variable, which is theta and angle, you know that to find sides and angles, you need to have the sin and cos rule ready to yourself because there's no 90-degree angle. It might be a 90-degree angle somewhere, but we don't know it yet. Okay, so if we look at the sum, 3 sides has been given. So option A, sin rule is out because there's no pairs. That's why I've got to go for the cos rule. So tell me what the cos rule says.
A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos the angle.
Just make a note that there must be 2 little c's there. B, C, cos. But you don't miss it out, okay? Then this tells me I'm looking for a side. Am I looking for a side? No, I'm looking for the angle. So the angle comes over here. Then the main thing you were taught was that those two go hand in hand. The angle there must be opposite to the side that's over here. So if I'm looking for theta, the side that I've got to use is 50. Now, I didn't even sketch it with A, B, C, X, Y, Z, and I don't have to really. But if you want to go say, or anything else, that's fine. And you can write in terms of D and E and F as well, but please don't, you're going to confuse yourself. Once you've got the idea of what this is all about, then you cannot make mistakes. Usually if I want to get the angle of a side, then I've got to have 2 sides and the included angle. That's what the ABC stands for. So I couldn't do that because I had 3 sides and no angle. But if I have the angle to go and find out, I have to have all 3 sides, but then it's not anything goes. It has to be the 15 over here across from the angle theta. The other two doesn't make a difference. 12 squared plus 20 squared, or the other way around, it doesn't matter. And then also here, 2 times those two values that are 12 and 20. And then you had to go manipulate. Both of these sums, I actually thought that one of them was finding a side and one of them was finding an angle. I'm sorry, but you had to practice for both of these. And this is the more difficult one of the two to do the calculation with. So you've got to, I just actually want to know what cos theta is, but I think it's a little bit risky writing nothing else. Maybe rather go and tell me that 15 square minus 12 square minus 20 square is equal to something, and then this whole answer is equal to, what is it, 12, 24, 480?
Negative 180 cos theta.
And this side then will be?
Negative 390.
480, ma'am. No, ma'am, the 180.
What is this one, please?
390.
Sure?
90, ma'am.
Must we say 3, 1, 9, or 3, 9, 1? Please, can we get that right?
3, 1.
What is this?
Negative 3, 1.
And this one?
Negative 480.
Right. So that if I carry, is this going to be worth a mark? No. You're manipulating, you're still simplifying. So for that, you're not going to get a mark. It's just to help me explain to you what is the order of operations. You cannot one-shot put it all in together. You have to first do the adding and subtracting, then do the multiplication, and then do the division of that multiplication. After multiplying and getting negative 480, you divide and you're going to get a positive answer. Am I right?
Yes.
Namely? Do I have to write it in decimals? If there's a simpler way of writing it, say for instance this was 20 over 25, you would have written it as 4 over 5. Just whatever the calculator gives you in simplest fraction form. Don't go for decimals if you don't need to. That's fine, it's still a ratio. The ratio for cos. Now yesterday with our example, the cos ratio was negative. This time it's
Positive.
What does that mean for me? I'm looking for the angle. If I'm looking for an angle, you're actually always busy with keys. Okay. Apply to keys. Cos is positive in which quadrants?
First and fourth.
Okay, so immediately you think to yourself, well, this doesn't help me or work in the triangles, because I'm looking for angles in a triangle. There can't be an angle of 300 degrees in a triangle. So immediately I'm just going to work with my reference angle or first quadrant. And so that means I can just say theta equals by doing shift cos. So I don't have to do all the caresy stuff and first say reference angle, oh yes, and the reference angle is the answer, but you can. If you want to get to, I like it if you've got like a framework that you always do these steps, then you cannot go wrong. In the steps, you're going to say, okay, well, it's not necessary for the sum, but these are the steps I'll always use. So what's the answer, please?
48.
4,65.
48, comma?
65.
Did you take that complete thing there, or did you round it off?
And we took the whole
Please
thing.
check that for me. All right. Next one, exactly the same sum. Exactly the same sum. I've got again, is it? I'm looking for an angle, so shouldn't I have all three sides? Oops, no, there's a mistake with the sum. Not a mistake with the sum. You had to, I was actually looking wrong when I said that this is the same as that one. I was actually looking wrong because this one, what is given to me? Two sides and the included angle, which means option A, sin rules out. Because I've got the side but not the angle, the side but not the angle, this angle but not the side. So no pegs, so not sin rule. It has to be the cos rule. But how can I do the cos rule for the angle if I don't have all three sides? That's beside the point. We only have two sides and the included angle, so the only thing you can work out with what's given is the third side. So I've got to go work out this side. But man, that's not ours. But once you got it, you have a peg. And you can go on with causal, and we're not going to tell you that. You've got to figure it out. Okay, so this is the essence of maths. You've got to think outside the box. So first of all, we're going to find AB, which is a side, although they've never said so. To find the side, we're going to say minus 2BC cos A, and very soon you'll know that off by heart. So, finding a side. The side I'm looking for was AB, are you with me? It didn't have a number like, or a name like X or Y or whatever. Can you call it small c? You can in this sum, no problem. But you're going to get to sums where you've got something like, so what's this called? Is it small a? Is it small c?
Depends on
You're
your
hearing where I'm going, so that's why I want you from the start to talk about the angles of the side's name. So this side, say whatever it is, BD, could have been called small c if I was in this triangle. But it could also in this triangle be called A. So now what the heck is it? Don't confuse yourself. That's what I'm trying to show you here. So you could call this small c, no problem in the sum. But you could also call it by its name, namely AB. Alright, let's get to the technical stuff. So AB squared, because that's part of the formula, is equal to, now again, which one goes where? Well, if I'm looking for a side, it has to be two sides of the included angle. And the two sides in the included angle are 30 and 16, and the included angle is 28. You can't put anything else than 28 in the angle's place. Okay, technical stuff. So whether you say 16 squared plus 30 squared, or the other way around, doesn't matter. Then minus 2 times those two times with each other in any order. And the cos of the included angle, namely 28. Don't get distracted and write sin by accident. The cos rule has to have cos, and the sin rule has to have sin, because we can get confused sometimes if we are under stress. Cos rule. And to find out AB then, I've just got to go take my calculator. Usually I like to write AB squared, but even if you don't want to, it's okay. But then I can't follow up if you've made mistakes. So the complete answer for the square is 3.
08, 370.
Okay, and if there's something else, whatever, just don't round off. Because now that's the answer for squared. So just to find AB, you'll have to square root, which will give you.
17,56.
And now we can round off. Because now I've got a length over here, 17,56. Now I've got all three sides. Can I now get that angle with the cos rule?
Yes.
With the cos rule? Yes.
You can go to the
Yeah,
sin.
you can. But what's better?
Sin.
Sin rule is easier. Can I penalize you if you wanted to use the cos rule?
No.
No? Will our answers sometimes differ a little bit?
Yes.
Because of rounding, etc., if you use a different technique. But it shouldn't differ by like a lot. It will be comma 1 or comma 01 that it'll differ. But the better way to do this sum now, once you've got that, is to say, well, now I've got a pair. And to find the variable theta, I can use that half a pair. So the sin rule, which I always write down first, so I could get marks for the cos rule, and for the sin rule, and then for the substitution, and then for the answers. So in the sin rule, I'm going to have sin theta over 16, then sin of the angle, 28, over the side.
17.
So obviously man has to say follow up. Whatever wrong answer you had there, 700, I've got to put it over here, 700. And then you can get full marks further. Obviously going to be penalized for your wrongdoing there. So then this answer would mean I've got sin
427.
sorry, 427, what? Just don't round off. And then is it going to be an ambiguous case? What was that? Please don't think about it too much. Alright, it is going to just be a normal one because there's so many other things. No ways that if I've got stuck with 3 sides, that angle can be anything else than one answer to make up those 3 sides. Don't overthink the ambiguous case, okay? So then you'll just have to say shifts in and get the acute angle, which will mean theta is equal to
25,33.
25.
33.
Let's think about this. Is it even looking approximately correct? So if this would be, let me put it in this color, 25. This was 28 degrees, 25 degrees. It's not a lot different, do you agree? So that means that those 2 sides shouldn't be too much apart as well. Guys, I'm speaking generally. Then the 30 here is much larger. So this angle here should be larger because the longer the side opposite the angle, the larger the angle, or the larger the angle, the larger the side opposite to it. What am I trying to teach you? We're done with the sum. Just look afterwards. If your answer here had been something like 80 degrees, you should have thought, oh, something's not like that. I want you to look at your general knowledge, at your logical deductions over here as well. Okay, can somebody confirm for me that answer?
48,35.
Okay, so just make sure of your calculations. Your homework sum, combination exercises now, is to find theta. You first have to assess what's going on, seeing that the theta is in a triangle that only has 2 sides, not enough information. So I'm going to start talking about the connecting side of these 2 triangles. So the logical thing is to go get the connecting side in the top triangle where there's more information, because I have 2 angles and a side. If ever I have 2 angles, I can get the 3rd angle. So I have all of the angles and the side. So I definitely have sin rule as an option. Then you can work out PQ, but please don't. What do you want to do with it? You're going to work out SQ, because that connecting side then you can use in the bottom triangle. Good idea. I'm giving you the tip. When you start off, you say, in triangle PQS, I'm going to do this and this and this and this. Then when you finish there, you're going to say in triangle QR is to explain to the marker, this is where I'm going. Because sometimes there are alternatives and you explain exactly to me what you're doing. Then I'm in that triangle doing this. Once I've done it, I'm going to go to that triangle. Not for marks, but to set yourself work out as good as possible. Okay.